Hey guys, what's going on? Back again with another zombies video, and for this one, just want to talk about the new radio that is in Numa that just got released yesterday in Vanguard Zombies. There's a radio in the main building on the bottom floor, and when you play it, you can hear Gabriel Kraft talking about how he liked and also studied the works of Alistair Rhodes. Alistair Rhodes is from the Chaos story, and he was the father that was missing for Scarlet Rose, and she went searching for him. He went missing looking for artifacts, and now it looks like it's going to be similar to Von List and Gabriel Kraft, how they're both looking for demonic artifacts, pretty much for good, and the other one's looking for evil. So in the story, like I said in Black Ops 4, we had the Chaos story, and uh, we don't know too much because, like I said, it was too difficult for the toxic zombie YouTubers and some of the people in the zombies community, so they kind of crapped all over it. But more than anything, it was more difficult for the toxic zombie YouTubers. And like I said, it's pretty ironic that now they're both connected, and in a good way, because they're both the most difficult zombies that we've gotten. If you're a hardcore gamer or maybe just a normal person in the zombies community, it's not going to be too difficult for you. It's only going to be difficult for the toxic zombie YouTubers that are the casuals that play the map once, they make a guide, and then they never play it again, pretty much. If you're a hardcore gamer, if you're part of the zombies community, you're not going to have a problem with it. A lot of people didn't have a problem with Black Ops 4 or Vanguard. It's just the casual toxic zombie YouTubers. So now they're all freaking out because they're hearing for the first time that the Chaos story and the Ether story are now connected. However, if you look at the original artwork for Vanguard Zombies, it has a lot of alchemy symbols in there, and that's something that I talked about roughly about 8 or 10 months ago when they first released the first look of Vanguard Zombies. You saw that, and if you did your research, you saw that there were some alchemy symbols in there. And now this goes back again to what I talked about for years now. I no longer force feed answers to the big channels because, like I said, it's something that some people noticed months ago, but the casual toxic zombie YouTubers, they're not going to know this stuff. They don't do any research. You tell them stuff, they're not going to believe you anyways. And again, that goes with something that I've mentioned a ton of times already, is the fact that how you know something is an official leak is because the toxic zombie YouTubers, the big channels, they won't talk about it on their channel. They won't give credit to another channel that actually knows what's going on. What they do, they make a lot of fake leak videos, fake insider video, and just pump out videos to cash in on it. Now, somebody like me that actually knows what's coming and does research, if I go to them and tell them, hey, this is coming, it looks like we're going to get some chaos in Vanguard, they're not going to report on it. They're not going to believe it because it promotes that channel, and that channel knows more than them. So that's why I laugh, and I still watch a lot of their videos. I watch a lot of their fake clickbait, fake inside, fake um, Zombie Chronicles 2's coming videos, fake Transit's coming, Victus is coming back videos, because I laugh at it. It's funny. It's like comedy. Uh, and like I said, I know it's all fake because they're reporting on it. Once they report on something, you know right away that it's bogus, it's fake. It's just something that maybe their friends made up. They created a fake Twitter account. This Twitter account has a leak, that this is coming, Zombie Chronicles 2 is coming. They have inside information. Now, if somebody like me DM them or email them and said, hey, look, this is coming, they know that I'm going to be 100% right, so they're not going to report on it because, like I've mentioned before, we're all in competition with each other. Think about it like a hamburger stand, a pizza stand. We all have our own hamburger stand. I make the best hamburgers by far, 10 out of 10. They pump out garbage hamburgers, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. They're not going to promote my hamburger stand or restaurant. that has the best burgers, because everybody's gonna go there and make the best, buy the best burgers. Nobody's gonna like their burgers. So that's one thing that you have to realize when you're trying to figure out what's a fake leak, fake insider, clickbait, all that stuff. Is number one, the channels that you know are clickbait channels, they're reporting on it. Now, none of them have ever mentioned me. None of them would ever mention me because they don't want to promote the channel that has all the information, that knows what's going on. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing is, um, even if you casually played, so they might not even be casual, they might be below casual. Even if you played Vanguard Zombies, Darren Fang, Terminal Addicted, and you clicked on the radios and listened to the radios, it's already been hinted at that we're getting the Chaos story inside Vanguard, and it's hinting at it because in Darren Fang on release, there was a radio that talks about Greek gods being possessed and demonic figures or demonic Vanguard figures taking on the shape and personality of Greek gods. And then back then, people thought that they were really Greek gods and stuff like that, but they were just demons that came to Earth that took on the form of what we know as Greek gods and stuff like that. So it was already hinted at the time. I don't even know if they're still going that route, but at the time I thought like, oh, it's probably gonna be like a prequel explaining or leading up to the Chaos story, which we thought was brilliant. So again, I'm not taking credit for anything. It's just that if you just listen to the radios on Darren Fang, you would have known that they were already hinting at it. If you looked at and did your research and looked at the Vanguard Zombies original artwork logo, there's chaos symbols in there. It's just like I said, these toxic zombie YouTubers, why I don't give them answers anymore, they don't do any work. They absolutely do not deserve one penny from any of the videos that they make because they don't do any work. All they do is, and it's nothing new, it's been going on since Black Ops 2. What they do is they watch other videos, they don't credit them, or they wait like times like this when Treyarch officially releases some Chaos and Ether stuff, that then they report on it, and they're reporting on it like 10 months late before some people already figure it out. But you would have to search YouTube and maybe Reddit to see if anybody figured it out back then. Sometimes I do that, like I'll solve stuff, then I'll Google like Reddit and YouTube and see if anybody else has figured it out. So again, where all this is going, I try not to try and figure out too much or look too much ahead, but I am interested to see if it was just an Easter egg, that another Easter egg that they added in with Chaos and Ether, hinting that they're in the same universe, or some way or form we're going to see it down the road in the next DLC, maybe Scarlet, maybe even a cutscene. I think they might go the route of Dr. Edward Richtofen in Cold War, where we probably will see him at the end. We probably won't hear his voice because obviously they don't want to pay the voice actors, for one map and stuff like that. So I think they're probably going to put Scarlet and the Chaos crew in maybe a cutscene, maybe in some animation like they did in Numa. So that's probably one theory that I have. We'll end up seeing them. I don't see them necessarily connecting it in Vanguard, like really fully connecting it in Vanguard. Maybe the next Treyarch map or Treyarch game, we'll see it. We'll see Scarlet and the crew. The last thing I want to touch on is a couple days ago, some of the Infinity Ward devs, I'm going to just use the word salty. I know it's a played out word, but they're a little bit salty or having thrown shade at Treyarch and the zombies mode and stuff like that. But one of them, which I'm not going to mention anyways, the name, just so I don't create dramas, one of them mentioned that, Infinite Warfare Zombies did really well. The only thing that I responded to them is, if it did as good as you're saying it did, that it outperformed multiplayer and it's the best zombies mode, even better than Treyarch, because I think that's what they were hinting at. My response to them was like, Activision never ever dipped back into IW Zombies, and it's been about 5 years now, 6 years now. The Chaos story has been used in COD Mobile, Scarlet, and stuff like that, and it's now being used again in Vanguard. I don't know about I don't know about Cold War necessarily. Maybe in Cold War, some people are connecting it to Cold War. So my response to that was like, why, if IW Zombies, if they're claiming IW Zombies, like the devs from Infinity War, if they're claiming IW Zombies did really well and it's the best zombies Activision ever pumped out, why is it that Activision has never used it in COD Mobile, in Warzone, any other stories and stuff like that? That's the only thing that I was curious about. And even the extinction mode, we've never seen any hints or anything like that in any other Activision product, COD Mobile, and COD Online in China. We've never seen any of that ever reworked. So for them to use the Chaos story again and give Sledgehammer and Treyarch the okay to use the Chaos story, it just proves my point that like maybe IW Zombies, I love it. A lot of people love it. It's difficult in its own way. A lot of people love it, but if it was just as if it's as great as they're making out to be, why is it that Activision never used it again? So that's one thing I was curious about. I think IW Zombies had a lot of potential if they have the right direction, if they have the right fan base, which it's not their fault. With a lot of the zombies mode, the toxic zombie YouTubers just crap all over everything. So they'll never, some of these game modes from other studios other than Treyarch, they'll never get the following because toxic zombie YouTubers, like I said, it's some type of like extortion going on where they want money from these studios before they can promote their games and stuff like that. That's the only thing I can think of. Because anything new that comes out, they just crap all over it. It's kind of like I'm only gonna. I mean, it's nothing new. Critics have been doing that. These news channels, critics, newspaper editors, and newspaper critics have been doing that for years. If you don't give them some type of kickback, they're not going to give you a good review. They're not going to, give you a fair share or whatever you want to call it. So a lot of them crap all over. If you don't gift them like a Ferrari or gift them like money or gift them free stuff, they're not going to promote your game. So I think that's what the toxic zombie YouTubers are doing or have been doing, where it's like if they don't get flown out to a swanky hotel, get paid some money on the side, they're not going to promote the game. And I think that's the unfortunate thing for IW Zombies is it never got a fair share because of the way toxic zombie YouTubers are. Like I mentioned, they're god awful at the game. Watching some of them yesterday, they're just god awful, and they're pretty much the measuring stick where like they're making it easy as possible so the casual toxic zombie YouTubers can complete it. Anything more difficult than that, then it's just gonna be crazy, like we saw in Black Ops 4 and Vanguard, that they're not going to do any high rounds in Vanguard. It's too difficult for them. So that's just something I want to talk about. I know I kind of went off topic, but again, it's just nothing new. It's been hinting at the Chaos story and Ether in the same universe since Vanguard got announced, and then since Vanguard got released, there were some Easter eggs in there hinting that Chaos and Ether were going to eventually be tied together. Now, if you want to go another step further, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, is it's always been connected. The reason why Blundell decided to separate them, I have no idea. Because if you know the pop culture reference, which I'm not going to mention, Primus, Ultimus, and the Chaos story, and the Chaos crew were always friends. It's just Rick Toffin did what he did and he backstabbed the Chaos crew. Same thing, fighting over artifacts. One wanted this artifact, the other one wanted the artifact, and Rick Toffin pretty much backstabbed Scarlet and the Chaos crew, and they went their separate ways, leading up into Black Ops 4, why the modes were separated in Black Ops 4. Now, if, like I said, looking like this might be a prequel to all that we can have this explain in some type of story, radio or whatever, that there ends up having both Primus or Ultimus searching for the artifact like they're doing now, um, and that might lead up into Black Ops 4, kind of give you the answer of to why Chaos and Ether in Black Ops 4 are separated. But if you look at everything prior to Black Ops 4, there were friends that were working together to find artifacts, and then Richtofen and Primus and Ultimate. Not really Primus and Ultimate, I'm just going to say Richtofen, but since Richtofen's like the leader, he pretty much backstabbed the Chaos crew and stole the artifact for himself. Probably, maybe, like people have even theorized, has to do with his son and stuff like that. Maybe he really wanted the artifact for whatever, you fill in the dots. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll see you guys later.